So now that we know how to do the basic masking techniques, it's time to start using masking together with adjustment layers. This will again open up a completely new way of working in Photoshop if you haven't tried it before, and this will give you a lot of creative control over your designs. So let me create first of all an adjustment layer on this image. I go to the adjustments panel and I am going to use black and white adjustment on this image. So I choose black and white, which will turn everything to black and white. Now, with an adjustment layer, it's the same concept as with masking, but it's completely non-destructive. So we can always turn it off with this little eye icon, or I can turn it back on. Turn it off, turn it back on. So it turns everything black and white, which is great. We can always use the properties panel, which in this case shows the properties of the adjustment layer, and we can decide the brightness of specific colors. Like there was a lot of green in this image, so I can decide to make them more brighter or make them even darker. I am going to choose a bit darker than the original one, something like this. And then what I would like to use is the mask on the adjustment layer, which has been already created automatically when I created the adjustment layer itself. So I have this mask prepared, which will, instead of hiding the image, will hide the effect itself. So by drawing with black on this mask, I will hide the black and white effect and see the original colors of the image. Once again, completely non-destructively, so why not try it out? I'm going to zoom a bit closer, and I would like to see the original colors on the man holding this bag. So I'm going to use the brush tool, and with black, because black is for hiding on a mask, so I'm trying to hide the black and white effect. Let's see how it works. As soon as I start drawing over him, I can see the original colors of his t-shirt, and I can draw over the jeans, and so on and so forth. Of course, if I want to be precise, I can zoom even closer and press X to switch to white color, and then I can make sure that nothing will be visible from the original green background. And this effect, if you do it properly, looks really good because we are mixing the original colors with the black and white version of the image. So once again, it's a creative way of using a masking technique and create this interesting montage of color and black and white version of the same image. And with this, that we have the color on this part of the image, we actually draw the attention to it. So just emphasize the importance of this part of the image even more than before. And I usually call this effect color pop effect. So we can finish drawing the legs, drawing over the legs, make sure that the grass is not visible because the whole image was green. I want to just keep everything like this. And as you can see, quickly and easily we managed to achieve interesting result. So once again, as you can see, if I turn off my adjustment layer, this was the original photo. And now having the black and white adjustment layer with the mask together, we have a very interesting composition. So if I want to make any changes to this, I can always come back to the mask and just use the brush tool and draw over details. So for example, here on the grass, I can once again just use the black color and then draw over it if I want to show this part as well. But I actually preferred it without the green details, so I'm just going back to this version. There's one more thing which is useful to know about, and that is here in the properties panel. If I go back to the masks option, here we can change the density of the mask itself, which is basically like an opacity of the visible colors. So because we are showing those original colors completely, it's a bit maybe too harsh. If you want to make it a bit more subtle, you can always reduce the density of the masking, and that will still show the original colors, but only if you set it to like 50%, only half of the original colors will be visible. So that's also an interesting way to work and make these amends on the adjustment layer. In the next video, I'm going to show you a little bit more complicated but similar concept to this one, where we are going to use masking together with adjustment layers.